Hi, so it is Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and I'm here with another book review. So I received a NetGalley arc of It Happens All the Time by Amy Hatvany by Simon and Schuster in exchange for an honest review. And this is a book about a young woman called Amber who arrives home after college and before she's like just working at home for a while before she moves on to another city to keep pursuing kind of the career that she wants and to go into further studies. And then one night when she's out with her very best friend, he rapes her, and it's kind of just focusing on her reactions to it, her own feelings of guilt and blame, and how he reacts to it, and how kind of the other people in their lives who know about it, how they react to it, and kind of how the whole situation is resolved in the end. So this book is obviously one of those books that's a bit tough to read at times because obviously the main character is going through something really, really terrible, but I think this particular story, like, while it's harrowing, it's really, really important to be told. And I think it, again, like, this is a really, really important story, not just because the main character has been raped and is dealing with that, but the fact that it was done to her by someone who she loved and who she trusted. And I feel like this is something that's not told that much. Like, a lot of the time in books and stuff like that, we sometimes see it as someone being done by someone who the character has known that very long, the victim hasn't known that long, that they don't really know them that well. It might be someone they've just met, it might be someone they've just had a few dates with, or someone they know from the community just briefly. But this was done by someone, this was done to Amber by someone that she loved, that she trusted, that she'd known since she was 12 or 13 years old. And it's just to do with the fact that she was really thinking, because of this, she really went through a lot of different stages of reactions to what had happened to her. Like, was it her own fault? Did she lead him on? You know, was she to blame? Was he to blame? Who was the victim here? Who was the real victim? Who was the real perpetrator? That kind of thing. And I think it was just done really, really well and in a really honest way. We do get a lot of background information about Amber and Tyler's relationship. There's a good build up to the point where she's actually raped by him. We get about the first 30 to 40% of the book is just their own history, like when they were children, how they became friends, how he helped her through a really terrible time in her life when she was suffering from an eating disorder. He was kind of her rock for a lot of her life, and we understand that he's been in love with her for a really long time, but she doesn't feel that same way about him. He also kind of becomes a victim as well, because he's gone through kind of an emotionally abusive relationship with his father. His father isn't a very nice guy. His father definitely doesn't have good relationships with women, treats women like they're a piece of meat, doesn't treat them well at all, and his mother isn't the best person either. So he has his own issues as well. And while I think, is it right to be showing the rapist in this kind of light where we should be feeling sorry for them, it kind of shows that they're human as well, and they're not just these monsters, that these people that are doing all these things are human. I think in this sense of the story, where it's someone that Amber knows and loves, and it's not this stranger in the night, it's stranger in like a dark alleyway, I think it was just a really interesting take by the author to give him this more human light. I think it was pretty brave as well, because while we feel sorry for Tyler for obviously the bad childhood he kind of had and his shitty parents, we do feel like we have to hate him at the same time because he did this really, really terrible thing. And it's kind of, does he even understand what he did? Because for a long time he's kind of in denial himself. I don't know, I just feel the whole thing was really interesting as a reader, and kind of how my feelings towards Tyler went. I hated him, I felt sorry for him, I hated him, I felt sorry for him. There was just a lot of things where obviously you really, really, really feel sorry for Amber because she's the one that's been raped. You can't just hate him because he has so much stuff going on as well. Amber has dealt with an eating disorder in this book when she was younger, and she has a lot of issues with self-control. So her own career choice, which is I think personal training, you can see her being in really control of her body and her lifestyle all the time with how she exercises and what she eats. Obviously a lot of effects from her eating disorder still have, a little bit, she still has all these side effects from that, but she's just kind of putting them into a more positive light. Instead of restricting what she eats, she's just eating healthier. If she feels like she has gone overboard with particular types of food, she will just exercise a little bit more, but just make sure that she is being strong rather than being skinny. And that was really great to see. I just really enjoyed seeing her issues with that. and then when after the rape, we see how her issues of control like kind of become this reaction, and how, you know, because Tyler took away her self-control, took away the control of her own body, she ends up kind of relapsing a bit. And I felt that journey for Amber was just really, really interesting, and I just enjoyed kind of seeing how that went and seeing how she tackled that, and how her parents tackled it. Point in this book where Amber meets a lawyer that her parents have contacted, and he's kind of talking to her about the choices she has when it comes to reporting the rape, or, you know, trying to get Tyler charged with rape. And she's obviously afraid of going to the court case, because at the point she'd been drinking with him, she had been kissing him, and she feels that, you know, obviously her name would be dragged through the mud. But the lawyer actually tells her, he tells her a few different options that she can do that wouldn't necessarily be a court case, but are like other things she can do to try and get this kind of sorted out, how she can report it. And I just feel like that was put in there not just for Amber, but for anyone else reading who might have been through a similar experience and hadn't reported it, or like people who, like, just for people to know that there's more than just one avenue, I guess, in ways of dealing with sexual assault or rape. I didn't really take in too much like exactly what he was saying, because I felt like it would probably be different for me, because I don't live in the United States obviously, but I feel like it would probably be good information for people who, you know, do live there, just for them to know. And I just thought that was really great that the author put that in there as well. I did feel like the end of this book, I think, resolved a little bit too neatly. Like, I don't think it would be as realistic, but obviously this is a book, it's not real life, and while the ending wasn't quite like a neat little bow, obviously because Amber has so many issues that she'll have to talk to, she is a victim and she still has a lot of healing to do, I did like to see where she eventually ended up, and I did like to see how Tyler how he dealt with everything that had happened as well, and how he kind of faced himself as well, and yeah. So overall, this book is, as I said, it's harrowing, it's a tough read, but I think it's a really, really important read, and I think if people are looking just to read books like this, I think this is a good one to check out. As I said, it can be a tough read, but keep going through. I think it's worth it. I think it's interesting just to see, you know, both sides of the story in a way, I guess, which is something you probably don't get to see a lot in these type of books. We do get Amber's side, we also get Tyler's side, we see his way of thinking, we see her way of thinking, and I just think that was a really really interesting way of tackling and approaching these kind of books. So yes, I gave it a really strong 3 out of 5 stars, and I would recommend it for people. So please let me know if you've read this book, if you're thinking about reading this book. I would love to know. Please leave a comment down below, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye!